What's up, guys? 1:45 Tuesday afternoon here at the shop. Right now, Michaela and I are currently printing off some screen print transfers. A lot has been going on since the last time that I recorded a vlog for you guys, so I will update you a little bit later in this video. But right now, we have both of our DTF printers up and running. We have DTF printer number 2 right here, running our running our WW transfer designs. So these are our pre-made designs that we have ready to ship. So we're just getting some of those designs printed, and we'll cut them out individually at the end of the day here. But here are the actual finished transfers, just waiting to be cut out. Then as you can see there, we have a big roll of them that we have to get cut out. So that's what's going on DTF printer number 2. As for DTF printer number 1, this is handling our custom jobs for the day. We have a lot of customs that have to get printed. Currently, the job right now is at 47%, and then after this, we have a few more to go. So still a lot of work to do on the customs. The WW transfer file, we just loaded up another one. That one is at 2.5%. But yeah, as you can see right here, I need to add some additional powder, so I will do that right now. Just gonna go ahead and pause the powder shaker, grab some powder, and add it down to the film. I don't add it to the feed roller just because ours is a little gummed up on DTF printer number 1, so we don't use that to disperse the powder. We just pour it directly onto the film. So got that taken care of, can put that back on there to try and reduce some of the noise. But yeah, so right now we are working on printing a 500 sheet screen print order. This is going to be all black, thankfully. Makes it so much easier, and it's even a distressed design, which again makes things a lot easier. So these are going real easy. We've only had one problem, and that was completely my fault. On this screen here, I accidentally printed the palette, and as you can see right there, that thing above the Longhorn is not supposed to be there, and that's because when I printed the palette, the glue on the palette ended up ripping off the emulsion straight from the screen. So I had to burn another screen, tear that screen down, put it on the works and everything, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Thankfully, we haven't run into any issues at all on this print. That's usually how it goes with the black ink. The black ink is so forgiving, nice and thin, and it just flows through the screen really well, doesn't get caught up, and we really just haven't had any issues. It's been going fantastic. I would say we're probably 400 sheets in, maybe a little bit more, and we have 100 sheets remaining. So that's what we're gonna get working on now. Leave the DTF printers be and just make sure that they have enough powder. But let's go ahead and finish these guys up. Like I said at the intro of this video, it is Tuesday. You might be wondering what the heck happened to the Monday vlog. Well, that would be a good question. So we got to work 7 a.m. as normal. I started by getting some screens reclaimed because we didn't have any automatic size screens, and we needed some for this order, as well as a few other screen printing orders that got placed over the weekend. So I got started right away reclaiming the screens, and literally as I was on my last one, the power washer flickered and the lights behind the washout booth flickered, and at which point I was like, uh-oh. And I thought it was just gonna be like a power surge, but then the power came back on at like 50%. Like it was like, the lights were at like 50%. And like most major things weren't turning on. Like the DTF printers were not turning on. They were like trying to, but they weren't able to. The air compressor wasn't able to turn on. My computer monitors would turn on for like 30 seconds and then not. And shortly after everything like turned off, we get a knock on the door, and it's our neighbor, and he's like, "Hey, your power out?" And we're like, "Yeah, it's like half on, half off. I don't know what's going on." And he was like, "Oh yeah, you hear that pop?" And I was like, "Oh shit, like no, I didn't hear that." And he's like, "Yeah, I heard this loud pop down the street." And like my first thought was that was like a fuse like breaking. So that was not a good sign to me, because like if it's a fuse breaking, they got to come out here and change the fuse out, and that's not going to be like the fastest, easiest fix. So that's what I initially thought. And turns out I go on the side of our building to just like see what the heck it is. Maybe I can like, I don't know, identify any problem. And sure enough, I see a line that has been severed and the utility pole is like pulled like probably down like 30 degrees. So there was a severed line on the ground and the utility pole is pulled like 30 degrees off of its perpendicular 90. So I saw the severed line, I was like, oh shit. Like I literally like froze. I was like, oh my God. Okay, so let's back up out of here. And then I like stepped back, walked and assessed the situation again. And looking at the things, it did look like the power line had been severed up there at the pole. But that wasn't the line that was actually like on the ground that I almost stepped on. The line that was on the ground that I almost stepped on is our fiber cable, like the fiber line running to our building, and I actually think like powering the whole street. So I don't know what the hell happened. I think like a box truck or some sort of truck with like some stuff on the top of it clipped the power line and hit or like pulled the pole down and broke the fiber line, broke the power line, and yeah, so that's awesome. I'll put in like a picture or clips, or maybe I already did that. But yeah, so needless to say, we have been out power since that happened, and CenterPoint, which is like the utility who manages our electricity in Texas, came out. And we were talking to the guy, we were like, yo, like, what do you think? How long do you think till this is back up? And he's like, oh shit, we got to go down the line and change the fuses down that way. And then we have to reset the pole, but we have to take the stuff off of the pole before we can reset it. So it just sounded like a huge headache. And we're like, all right, well, do you think like it would be safe to say that we could go home today? We're not gonna get any work done. And he's like, oh yeah, that's safe to say. So we're like, great. Okay, thanks. So without any power, without any air conditioning, things were getting toasty in the shop. We don't have a generator or anything to like run our equipment on. So yeah, we just like went home. What else are we gonna do, man? I guess like one of those, it's like a snow day kind of thing. Like you can't really do anything about it. But yeah, that sucked, man. We had to go home, couldn't work like literally at all. We got no work done yesterday. Had to email all of our clients. So if you did place an order over the weekend, I do apologize for missing our guaranteed delivery times. There was just nothing we could do. It was out of our hands. And yeah, it's just one of those things. We ended up making right on all the orders, emailing all the customers letting them know about the delay. But yeah, right now we are slammed pressing all of our orders from not only the weekend, also the orders that came in last night and yesterday. We got a lot of custom DTF transfers that need to get printed today. A lot of screen printing orders that need to get printed. If you guys are following along, you know that the last video that I uploaded was printing the t-shirts, printed 366 t-shirts within a 48-hour period. And we got that done on Saturday. So Saturday we came in and we stayed till literally like 11:45. We got here at 11 in the morning, and then we didn't leave until 11:45 at night. All right, guys, back to work. 11:40. So yeah, we left the office at 11:45. I was by a miracle able to get those t-shirts finished up and shipped, delivered to the customer. That order took everything in me, man. I am not gonna lie. That order was tough. It was like 366 shirts, but it was the deadline that we needed to get them done by. But yeah, it was just it was a tough job. The deadline, getting them done on time, and then yeah, there was just a lot of other things going on at the same time. So I'm just happy that we got that order all complete. But yeah, so we were going to We had the rush order that was on Friday. We had the t-shirts that we did on Saturday. And then this order we were supposed to print yesterday. And all of our like big orders that had to be shipped out would have all been done. But man, that power outage really messed things up. I explained things to the customer and made it right by upgrading them to overnight shipping. So we didn't have to give them any refund or anything. They'll still be getting it in the same time that they were quoted and told. So no harm, no foul really. It's just got to pay that upgrade to overnight shipping and everything will all be fixed after that. But yeah, we still don't have internet here. We've just been using the hotspots on our phone, like on our computers from our phones. So hopefully they can get that up soon. There were a couple Xfinity trucks here earlier today working on it, but it still isn't up and it's already 2:20. So hopefully they can get that up by the end of the day, but if not by the end of the day, hopefully at least by tomorrow morning. So that when we come in, we have internet and everything is back to normal like it never even happened. Because like, what the heck, man? How does that even happen? Like, I don't know whose fault it was. Was it the person who knocked it over? Did they have like, was their truck too tall or something? Or were the wires like hanging too low and the truck clipped them? Like, what was it, man? That's because I feel like these things shouldn't happen, but they're gonna happen with something like the grid that's exposed and outdoors, stuff like that. It's just like one of those things you hear about, but you never expect to happen to you, you know? Anyways, that's what we did yesterday. We went home probably, I don't know, like 10, 11, and just answered some emails, sent out all the emails, answered some messages on Etsy, and did what work we could from our computers. But as you guys know, most of our work is done here using the equipment, using the machines, and printing your guys' transfers. So did what we could, but yesterday was primarily a wash. And what are you gonna do in a situation like that? Anyways, probably less than 100 left to go. Yeah, I would say less than 100, or like 100 exactly. We've really only been working on them since like 10, so we've been able to get 500 sheets printed in a little less than 4 hours, which is not bad. I'll take that any day of the week. That's like 125 sheets an hour, which is great. Gotta add some more ink to the screen. Michaela is changing the DTF print on the custom, getting a new design loaded up. That's what we got going on right here at AMS. I will switch things over to a time lapse for you, and we can knock the rest of these guys out. Alright guys, 413, got the 500 sheet order packaged up and sent with UPS already. Actually just realized that there's a problem with this printer. So what's going on with this one is the powder issue that we consistently keep having. You see right there, the film is being pulled up too quickly, and that's due to the actual dryer itself having some extra powder on it, or causing the sensor to think that there is film there, so it's increasing it. So I'm going to have to go ahead and grab the brush and clean this off. But if you guys have been watching the past number of my vlogs, you know that this has been a reoccurring problem with us. One of the commenters asked if it's a defect, and more, the more I think about it, I'm beginning to think that he might be right, because this is just super annoying that it keeps happening, and it does cause the prints in the, like on the film right now, to almost be defective, because they're either not getting the proper amount of powder or they're not getting shaken off. So I'm going to go ahead and fix it now, and then we'll see what happens. Alright, got that guy all fixed. Pretty annoying that keeps happening, but I mean, whatever, it's really not that big of a deal. This guy, we just have to get the film cut for it, and Michaela is over here working on packaging up WW transfers. Looks like we just have one more remaining for today. Once we get that packaged up, we should be good to go for the orders that we have already. And then we just need to finish up the orders that have transfers that are still in this roll right here. So this has been printing WW. And there are a whole bunch of designs in this roll that we need for some of the orders. So we're gonna get this guy cut and then package up the orders that we need. All right guys, right now we are just cutting the film. And as you can see, Michaela has a little pen that she uses to put right in front of that dome sensor. And by doing that, she's interrupting the laser that shines through there. So what that kind of does is, as you can see right there actually, from where I cleaned it, so right there you can kind of see the clean part versus the powder. The clean part is where I brushed it off with the brush. So the laser shines from the dome over to there and then back, and it looks for its reflection. And if it sees its reflection, then it does not move the film forward. However, if it does not see its reflection, it goes ahead and assumes that film is in the way. So it increases the film, and then hopefully it'll see its reflection again and then stop increasing the film. However, when there is powder on that shiny silver thing like you are seeing, it can stop reflecting the beam. And like I just said, if the beam is not reflecting, that's going to assume that there is film there, so it's going to increase the film and pull the film through the machine. However, if there is no, if it doesn't need to be rolled up, it'll just keep on increasing and rolling up the roll and lead to the problems that I showed you earlier. So that's really just what it is, and it's not a big problem. It's just pretty annoying to fix while the film is continuously ran through the machine. So if it's something that we do in the beginning of the day, we go ahead and just wipe the powder from there and just do it before we go ahead and fix the film. That should fix all of our problems, and we shouldn't have to worry about stuff like this. It's just that some days we forget. We're not always paying the most attention to that. We're just trying to get the printers up and running in the morning. You know how it is. So that's what that problem is. I hope that it is helpful. If any of you guys are running into that problem yourselves, that's just what we do. We use the little brush that is included and get those off. So Michaela just took the roll off. Let's go ahead and take the WW transfers that we need out of that, get them cut up so we can finish up those orders, and then also the customs are in that roll, so got to get the customs packaged up. In the meantime though, I have been working on these. These are pre-burned screens and transparencies. I have the one transparency there just in front of the fan drying, and the screens in front of the fan also drying. So once these are all good, I will go ahead and get them packaged up and sent on their way to the customer. If you guys are interested, we do sell pre-burned screens and transparencies if you don't have the equipment to do that stuff yourself, but you are looking to get into screen printing, for example. That can be a really great option for you guys. But yeah, got all of my messages and emails answered before I head out for the day. I'm just getting the last of the transparencies printed right now. One of them is loaded up, and then after that there's another one. So once those guys dry, we'll be able to get all the orders packaged, and we can head on out of here for today. We're getting close, guys. We're getting close. Today, with that 500 sheet order, really took a lot out of us. I mean, it honestly, to be frank, it didn't take that much out of us. It went really fast. And since we didn't have any problems, it just like was smooth sailing. We were going, so I can't really complain. If that was white ink, oh my gosh, guys, that would have been a completely different story. I don't know what it is with the white, but there's a ton more solids in the white, and because of that, it just makes it really annoying to work through the mesh, especially over a long stretch like that. It just does not want to keep flowing through the mesh nicely. So I'm insanely grateful that those were black ink. And I mean, really, it's just white ink that does that. It's not any other color ink. So it could have been anything other than white, and that would have still been okay. But yeah, black is easy as it gets. So really glad that that was worked out for us. Okay, I think the one transparency is all done, and it needs another transparency paper. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that put in there. Not entirely sure what this design means. If anybody knows. Seems like it's probably not the best thing, but maybe I'm just reading it wrong. Let's hope that's the case. Gonna put it in front of the fan here. I'll let it dry a little bit because when it comes off of the printer, it can still be a little wet. Oh boy. All right, guys, 517. Put the capping solution in the printers. I actually did not put it in DTF printer number 2, so I got to do that right now. Got all of the orders packaged up. Michaela is currently taking them to the car. Get those dropped off to UPS. Our UPS guy ended up coming today at like 4, and we didn't have any of the orders ready to go, just because we had been working on the screen printing order all day. And there we go. Got that added. Can turn off the heater for the printer and then turn the printer off itself. But yeah, got all of the orders packaged up, gonna get those loaded up, taken to UPS, and that's gonna do it for today. Super glad that we got all of the full colors transfers out that we needed to, even including the ones from the weekend. It was a stressful moment, but we were able to get all of them done, thankfully. But yeah, guys, that is where I'm going to leave you guys for today. Got to get these orders dropped off to UPS. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys aren't already, please hit the subscribe button down below. Leave any questions or comments down below in the comment section. I still reply to all of the comments that come in on my channel. So again, if you have any questions at all, the comment section is where to post them. And yeah, guys, I will see you tomorrow.